You know, obviously that dome is a project and a half. Just a really huge project that has just been taking a very long time. So would you trade this earthbag dome for a little cabin out in the woods?
It looked beautiful. It's a beautiful area.
So you heard it here, folks. We're selling everything. We're selling the property. We're selling the half-built dome. I'm back out under the roof, kind of in our storage supply area that we have underneath our awning. And this is the last of the boards that used to be part of the roof. Got this rebar in here. I'm just taking the time today to get this rebar out of the wood. Kind of a hazard if it's sitting out here with this rebar sticking up like that. It's about time I finish this job, and plus maybe just will want to do something with the little pieces of rebar. This will free up some boards for us to use for whatever, free up some rebar for us to use for whatever we might want to use it for, and there'll be one less hazard around here in case anyone trips and doesn't get impaled on their little bits of rebar. Well, that final piece of rebar out of there, finally this is one less hazard around here. And it's a project I've been meaning to do for a while. I feel good with it being done. You know, obviously that dome is a project and a half. Just a really huge project that has just been taking a very long time. So it's nice to get those little wins when you can and get those small projects done in between. Feels like you're accomplishing something. Here we are by what used to be our mountain of dirt. And now it's almost completely decimated. All this went to building the dome we have right now, and we are down to scraps. So I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna try and remove all the rocks I can. That'll clean up the area a bit and just make it a lot easier to kind of traverse around here. Scrape out as much of this dirt as I can, flatten it out, and then we're gonna go on to the second mound of dirt right over there. Not as tall as this last mountain, but definitely much longer. You're gonna have to dig into this to complete the dome. I don't think we need a ton more dirt, but we're still gonna need quite a bit. And then what does that leave us for the next dome? But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Decided to go this way. We'll kind of plan on, more than likely, there will not be enough dirt to get us through the next dome. We're gonna have to look into some other areas to get more dirt. We probably would have had enough, but of course all that cob takes a lot of dirt as well. As we're building, we're cobbing, so all that requires a lot of dirt. But luckily, we're dirt rich over here. We're not dirt poor, we are dirt rich. So I got a lot of work to do before we start the next course. Like I said, clean out all these rocks, scrape up as much dirt as I can, and then we'll see where that leaves us. I think I could maybe get another course, maybe 2 out of here. And of course, a lot more courses left to go. All right, so you asked, and we are going to deliver. Well, we're headed up to Turkey Creek one way or the other. But we decided to take you guys along. Man, we usually get out to Turkey Creek at least once a year. It is incredibly beautiful up there. It's almost hard to believe that it's in Arizona. Whenever you think of Arizona, you don't think of these kind of like lush forest, running water, but it's a beautiful place. And it's gonna be a beautiful time of year to go there. It's just gonna be about perfect temperature-wise. I'm hoping that this offers us a chance to just take a little break from the build, kind of recuperate, spend some time together, rejuvenate, and recharge our battery, so to speak. You excited?
Yeah, excited.
Is crew excited?
Excited?
So you gonna want to jump out or can I put the stairs up? Come on, old man. We got your old man stairs here. Okay. All right.
I don't need no stairs.
I don't need no stinking stairs. Crew, wanna hit the trail? Again, it's always nice to come out here and to see how these natural forest areas take care of itself. I mean, you can look at the ground here and see how it self-mulches and builds soil right here in the forest. It's always great to see these things firsthand and learn how to replicate it on your own place. Beautiful. There's this one trailhead we always like to go on when we come to Turkey Creek. I wouldn't say it's the most intense hike, but like for the most part, starting off, it's uphill. I think for crew it's a little bit intense. I think it's probably the end of the road for him, right?
Oh, probably.
He didn't even let you finish pouring that, did he? He just had a big workout. You know, if you kept some of that inside. Half of that's coming out your mouth. Absolutely beautiful out here. Well, we did some hiking, had some lunch. I think we should take Crew down by the creek and let him have some fun over there. He's usually not too fond of water, but I think he could get into the creek. It is really nice around this area. I've got to say, right now the temperature is probably like perfect, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Well, we are back. Feels good to be back home. Nice to get a little change of scenery every once in a while. But ultimately, we're homebodies and it always feels best right here. I think he's happy to be home too, huh? You happy to be home too? Oh yeah, look at that, he's happy. Ooh, good morning, y'all. It feels so good to be back home. Like we were saying before, it's nice to get a change of scenery every now and then, but it's always a good reminder of why you love home so much, and we're excited to get back to work. Barb Wire coming up here in a minute. Looks like we got a can stuck up on the ladder somehow. I'm gonna have to go up there and get that out before we start working today. Daddy. Whoa, Jess is out here. Good morning. Where you going? Why are you trying to slip past the camera?
Do barbed wire.
Yeah, we gotta do barbed wire, but we gotta say hello to the people.
Hi, people.
How are you feeling after yesterday's rejuvenating trip?
Oh, to be honest, I'm hurting.
What? It's supposed to be a relaxing getaway where we recharge our batteries and come back renewed and invigorated.
Yeah, that trail was kind of steep. And going back down, it kind of messed up my knees.
Uh-oh, are you going to be able to get up and do some work on there today?
I think so.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing, I can't do any high impact activities right now.
How are you banged up more on our little trip than regularly building on the house? All right, barb wire coming up. Jess is about to get it done. Meanwhile, I'm prepping dirt. We're gonna be ready to go here in a few minutes. Oh, let's get number 32 done. How's it feel to be back on top of things? Let's go deliver these bags up to Jess. I know she can't wait to get them. Heyo! It's crazy. It's crazy looking at these walls from down here.
It's starting to look more like a ceiling than walls.
Our walls are becoming a ceiling. Jess, it's Mr. McFeely with a special delivery. Do you remember Mr. McFeely?
Yeah.
Creepiest name for a mailman ever. You got your bags, ma'am.
Thank you.
Barb wire is done. And we are about to head up right away to do bags. We got stuff to do in the evening, so we're gonna try and knock this out quickly as possible. I think we can do it. It seems like the perfect day for working. Not a whole lot of wind, warm, sunny. I noticed this lift was having some issues going up and down, so I just added a little extra wing support, so hopefully that'll fix it. Just a couple minutes out of the day, didn't take too long, and hopefully this runs a little bit smoother. How'd you like the lift after I made my adjustment?
It was working perfectly.
You had a problem, yo, I solved it. Check out the beat while the DJ revolves it.
You've been really good with fixing this lift. Like, we've had to make a number of adjustments to it, and you seem to be able to kind of work that out so that it works nicely.
Thank you. I wish I had the technical acumen to make it work perfectly without little adjustments here and there, but what can you do?
Where'd it go now?
Oh no! What is it?
An eyelash. Oh, I shouldn't. My hands are dirty. Probably shouldn't be touching your eyeball. But there is an eyelash in there. Okay.
Well, thank you for putting your dirty hands all over my eyeball. So you're actually going reverse order, huh? Doing it counterclockwise. You never do that.
I started my first bag right here because what I've been doing is, instead of kind of adjusting the size of the bags so that they match up exactly halfway over the seams of the other bags on the lower row so that it's all staggered, I've just been doing full bags. That way it goes faster and it doesn't use as many bags. The thing is, eventually it usually ends up where the ends of the bags will line up at some point. So like over here, there's a couple of bags where the ends line up. And I don't think it's a big deal if it's like in one place. But I do want to make sure that the subsequent row does not line up in that same spot. So that's why I try to start there just to make sure that I can put it right where I want it. But now, since I'm starting there and I started going around, what Jim pointed out to me was it's gonna go past our ladder lift, and so to get the cans I would have to walk over the filled bags, which is kind of hard because like before they get tamped they're kind of squishy and it's kind of hard to walk on top of them. So what I'm doing is just I filled the bags up to the ladder. Now I'm coming back to the other side and I'll work around the other way until I get back to the ladder.
Hey, it's kind of crazy. I was just taking a look at that pole arm and I was thinking about when we started this dome. So when we started building this pole arm didn't even reach all the way across the span of the bags. It was resting on the bags on these lower courses. And now just look how far out from the wall it extends. It just shows you how far in this wall has come. It's crazy to see that stark visual example like that. Dang, Jess is flying through this course. How many bags you got left, girl? Shout it out.
Maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5. Ha. You guys ever do any kind of like getaway and then you're more exhausted after you've done that? Is that how you felt? Did you have a good time at least?
Yeah, I did. It was fun. I think I like to get out every once in a while and kind of get a change of scenery, I guess.
But, I was thinking like it's nice to get out there to commune with nature, but, I was thinking, you know what? We have that opportunity to commune with nature right here on our property, and we're very fortunate to be able to do that. It's just sort of like being mindful and taking that time to appreciate what's around us. Being out in the woods with the creek and everything like that and all the trees and the forest, would you trade this desert landscape, well, that's kind of like desert grassland landscape, for a forest with a creek? Trade in this earthbag dome for a little cabin out in the woods?
We were kind of talking about that.
Uh-huh.
And we passed by a property for sale out there.
Mm-hmm.
That looked enticing. It was like 40 acres. The creek ran right through the property. It looked beautiful. It's a beautiful area.
So you heard it here, folks. We're selling everything. We're selling the property. We're selling the half-built dome, and we're moving to Turkey Creek.
Oh, I love it here.
So despite the forest, despite the creek, you wouldn't change it?
I wouldn't. This is our home, and we love it here, and I think the more we do out here, the more we make it our home, the more beautiful it's going to become to us. And I think we really appreciate what we have here. The most valuable things to us here, we don't have to go somewhere else to find that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the freedom to live our life the way we want to live it, and to, be happy and enjoy our life out here together.
We could have picked spots anywhere around the country. Well, anywhere around the country that would allow us to build like this. But there are other spots, little pockets of freedom and stuff like that. And there are places definitely with more rain or more trees or creeks running through it. Mm-hmm. But we chose this desert grassland for a reason. We want to prove that it is possible to reverse desertification. I don't know what the 40 acres up there would cost, but also it is for us a little bit of a challenge to kind of work with this area and revitalize the landscape.
Yeah, I think for us, it's not just about what we can get from the land, but also what we can give to it.
So although it was great to get out there and have the change of scenery, have a place where we could go hiking up a mountain, it's nice to have mountains close by that we can visit. But ultimately, I think after we had spent a few hours there, we were like ready to go back. And it felt good being back home. Crew was having fun out there, but you could definitely tell he loved being back.
Yes.
Home is home.
Yes.
And home is where you make it.
That's true. You were talking about like pockets of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the most important freedom you can have is the freedom that you give to yourself. And that's not dependent on where you live. It's based on the choices you make and how you respond to what happens around you. That's your freedom.
Absolutely.
So, if you're into this kind of life, self-reliance, homesteading, I would challenge people to start with that mindset where you are, and you can start an adventure just where you're living. Even if you're in an apartment in the city, there's some pretty cool things that you can do.
Start where you're at with what you have. And those decisions that you make every day can either hinder you or make you more free.
And choose to live a life right now that gives yourself that freedom and that joy to live an amazing life. And you can find that most anywhere.
I found my amazing life anywhere where she's at. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jess a round of applause. Do you hear that, Jess? Even Crew's barking for you. So we did it. Course number 32 in the bag. Look at that. It looks like the dome is glowing behind us. Oh, your knees were hurting, but you still came back and you trounced course 32 like a demon. But great job getting it done.
Great job to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining us as we went up to Turkey Creek, had ourselves a little adventure. Thank you for joining us as we completed course number 32. So give it a thumbs up and stick around because there's more building, y'all. Oh, it's getting so tall, about 15 feet now. It's crazy. All right, we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.